How's it going? This is bigSHow, theGod. Today's podcast was going to be on something I do all the time, is questioning. And it's a little different to my last podcast. Was based on a skeptical, logical sort of mindset. And you say, well, questioning is the same. Well, depends. Maybe this takes you there. It's questioning what I do. And I've done this thought pattern is, if I question what I do, that's a great starting point. Because questioning what I don't do doesn't get me anywhere. But it is part of the process. But if I look at it from a starting point, I'll always be able to start with questioning what I do. Questioning what I don't do is definitely there, but it should really come after questioning what I do, if that makes sense. I find it relates to reality more. And regardless of the positive impact on it, it's more to what I'm actually doing, and to question what I'm actually doing rather than what I theoretically am not doing. And even to the point what I theoretically think I should be doing. So I'm questioning what I do. So you can go quite deep on it. But anyway, I found that questioning what I do is a real positive blind spot for me, and a great way to start, because theoretically I'm doing those things now. So if I look at what I do, there's feedback and analytics and historic data and data I can create right now to prove or disprove the results. I mean, everything that I've done has led me to now. You can argue that everything you haven't done has led you to now as well. Yeah, but that was probably undoing something to become a done. If I just sit here and write a list of things that I don't do, I'm not sure where that gets me. It may support and reflect some of the things. Might build an argument towards something that someone doing something else. But it's still not as accurate data as questioning what I do or measuring what I do or did. Not what I didn't do, not what I don't do. So that's what I've been working quite a lot at, actually. And you feel like, well, the more you get into this, the more the things that you don't do that you that makes sense that you should be doing or could do become things that you do. So how can I phrase that? So if I measure today that I ate this bar of chocolate, that's something I do, or I did right now, or I'm doing right now. So I question that, as I've talked about before. The questioning process is the most important part because it's what I do now. I don't question what I don't do. I question what I do. If you question what you do, then there's a reason why you do that. If I go and gamble, spend money and lose the money on something, I'd question that. I don't question the gambling I didn't do. I question the gambling I just did, or I'm doing, or I'm about to do. That's where the questioning part comes in. If you don't question it, then it just carries on. And I'm not saying questioning it prevents it from carrying on. Just saying, if you question it, you're on the path to doing it again or not doing it again. Probably. I mean, there's more to the rationale there. If we play it through, let's use the gambling as an example. So we'll write that as an example of a questioning what I do. So I can sit here and say, I went to the casino yesterday, or I've just left the casino, however time frame you want to put on it. Now, I've just finished the casino. So I've been to the casino, gambling, and there's only two things that's happened. I either lost money or I won money. Did I break even? Okay, maybe that's a thing too. Okay. So the outcome, the result. So what's the result? And what was going on with me through the event? Right? Now the questioning process can go on to all sorts of angles from that. If you question it, you question the why. You already have built up reasons why. Oh, it makes me feel good. I had nothing else to do. It's only $50, $200, however much money. I could make more money. I could win some money. I go there because my friends are into it. Right? And everything I said there is frontal stuff. There's another layer there. If I just keep going, why? Why did I do it? Because we take that out. Take all those statements I just made and take them away and still go, why? And there'll be a why in there that gets you to an emotion or feeling from the past. There'll be memories of the feeling of winning, the feeling of enjoyment, of joy through those metaphoric moments in your past that are triggered in amongst the going to do it again today. Yet none of those feelings are relevant now, or none of those pre-feelings are resident now. So the questioning process is the best method that I've had for myself, that has allowed me to work through stuff I'm doing now from a mental side, emotional side, and the practical, to challenge me the next time this comes along. This thought, this feeling, because they pop into my head every day. It pops into my mind every day to go and do something that's probably not beneficial to me from the evidence and the research and the knowledge that I have. Yet, it still pops into my head. Now, that's just me. And I guess there's a balance of whether I'll be void of that ever, which is the part. So the questioning what I do, then I research and learn and gather more information. And then I'm more likely from that questioning what I do is to put something else in place instead of, right? So we play it through. I've questioned going to the casino. Doesn't seem smart to me. Doesn't seem like a good idea. I get that I like it. I get that I enjoy it, but I'm not going to go. So I didn't go to that. So now we go, what did you do instead? What did I do instead? Maybe I watched a movie. Let's just stick that there instead of the casino. Casino might have been 10 hours worth of time. So in that time, I watched a movie. I hung out with some friends, and maybe I did something productive. Let's add something productive in there just to be different. I did some extra journaling, wrote down a couple of ideas. There's 3 things that I did or that I do. Now I can question those. You feel me? Because that's what I actually did. So I question those 3 in their own rights. So then watching the movie can be questioned, can be processed into the decision making that I did with the movie. Then I had the decision making that I did with the journaling. Then I can question the hanging out with friends or video games. Maybe I played some video games. Whatever the 3 pieces that you did instead of that, and now I'm not debating that no more. What I would have done instead. Although you can. Now what I'm doing is questioning the 3 things that I actually did. Right? Then looking at the nuances of that. now are already approaching it. So then we can go the next layer. Go, well, the movie. Why did I watch that movie? I've seen 50,000 movies like that. I watch them all the time because it fills a void, because it's emotional. So now I can become selective about the movie that I watch. Did it provide anything for me? If it did, then that's the questioning that I watched the movie. The journaling. I journaled a couple of thoughts that I had, wrote them down, set out a bit of a process, and now I'm working with it. I can question that. How much time are you spending on that? Is that relevant to your goals? Is that relevant to what you've already got? You see, you're questioning your movements regularly, and sometimes in real time, sometimes in reflection and review from a further distance. And then what you'll start seeing happen with this sort of style is change through this questioning becomes the norm. And the other things become less and more distant, because I'm questioning what I'm doing, not questioning what I'm missing, what I haven't done, what haven't I done. Well, and you can reverse that by, I didn't go to the gym yesterday. Or why would I question that I didn't go to the gym? When you question what you did instead. And then in that questioning, your goals and your processes and plans that you've made and forecasted will keep you accountable to those. It's going to come anyway. You're going to measure that. But questioning what you didn't do, to me, is the same as worrying about something that didn't happen. And it's tricky. It's tricky, because on that statement, it's hard to not lead you that way when you've got a habit. But it works both ways, with a positive and a negative habit, a perceptive negative and positive habit. Because emotions will pull in and make you feel a certain way that you have or haven't done something. Now you can avoid both, which is the big piece of this. Notice my notes. Is when we get to the points of the real thing here is that the process, the planning, the logical arguments for and against. As I said about the gambling, there's lots of logic to say not to do it. Yet here we go and do it. Win or lose. You can justify it when you come home, and I won money. Okay. And then when the next time you come back, you lost money. Okay. So now where's the justification? Is it the same? Are the positive impact and the negative impacts the same? So the positivity and the feeling you got from winning, what did that truly end up doing for you? Versus the positivity or negativity of losing, what did that do for you? And you question both those scenarios, because they're the only scenarios that kind of matter afterwards because they're there. It seems to be okay, happy, or unhappy. Doesn't seem to be much in between. And so by questioning things, we start learning that the process is there, the planning is there, logical reasons are all there, really good arguments against and for there. We are self-aware of the emotions that are involved in that, and even the socializing and the social aspects of it. It's all there. I got it. Yet, was it a good use of my time overall? And the questioning allows me to challenge the decision. My decision. It was my decision to do one of those. Either way, regardless of all the pieces that went into that decision. Understand that was my decision to go or not go. And these are the results, consequences of that action. And generally what I would rather do is avoid that. Because that's the big piece we start getting into, is the amount of avoiding we start doing. So accountability leads to questioning. Responsibility. They're all things that avoiding doesn't like. Running away from something, you're not going to say, well, take responsibility. Avoiding doesn't like that. It doesn't go with it, you know? So what are some of the things in there? So the avoiding has its own shape and form. So even when I'm questioning stuff, the avoiding happens in real time too. The avoiding the real question. The avoiding comes in another form, because I can find another distraction. There's another distraction over here. I'll do this instead. I'll do this. It's more comfortable. Then question this. I haven't got time. I'm too busy. Got too much on. Then you weren't too busy to go to the fucking casino yesterday, as an example. You weren't too busy to watch a movie for 2 hours. You weren't too busy to do 20 other things. Correct. To me, those are avoidance. Back to avoiding again. So, it's my thing, questioning everything. That's why I do it. You challenge my decisions. And then what that does is opens you up for curiosity. We'll continue the curiosity, and you continue to create. And then with the questioning involved in it, you can break down your own barriers of changing something that seems like I was stupid to not be doing already, and know it was, probably eating all this food was probably not smart if you questioned it and then stopped avoiding the reason why you're eating all this crap, or doing it to make yourself feel better for 2 seconds, or whatever whatever the cause and rooted issues were, questioning is, to me, a great starting point.